Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom for Supersize Your Business today is early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now, this is an idiom I heard a lot of my life. My dad was a morning person. I was a morning person from the time I was a baby. My mom and dad like to tell the story of when I was little, everybody else would want to sleep, until like maybe 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. But about 4 or 5 o'clock, I would be wide awake. So as soon as I was old enough to sit up and rock back and forth, they would create this little area in the living room where I could sit and I would just rock back and forth quietly, in the living room by myself until everybody else woke up and got up from a very early age. They say just a few months old, but I think I was probably a year or so old. But I've always been a morning person. And then in my teenage years, I used to get up at least an hour before all my sisters, mainly because I like to wake up slowly at my own pace. I didn't want to interact with other people first thing in the morning. I just wanted to think and get into my day and just kind of wake up slowly. And if there's 4 girls getting ready all at the same time in a couple of bathrooms, it made for chaos in the morning. And I didn't like starting my day out with chaos. So I would always get up before everybody else. It served me really well in corporate America as well. I learned that if I went in a few hours earlier than everybody else, I got more done in that couple hours before everybody else showed up at work for the day shift anyway, than in the whole rest of the week. It was really crazy. And so I could get more done in a week than most people could get done in 2 months because I came in an hour or 2 early every day. It also gave me an opportunity to interact with I managed more than one shift. So it gave me an opportunity to actually personally interact and build relationships with all 3 shifts doing that. So it worked really well for me. Being a morning person, it just comes naturally for me. And I understand that for most people it doesn't. Out of my 4 sisters, I am the only one that is actually what I would call a natural morning person. I like to be up at sunrise. I like to, I didn't used to go to bed early, but I'm learning as I get older I need to go to bed early as well so that I can continue my morning routines, my liking to be up before everybody else in the morning. This idiom is actually attributed often to Ben Franklin because he used it in Poor Richard's Almanac in about 1735. It was published in that. But really, John Clark published it in 1639. So it means people were probably using it before then. But John Clark should really get the credit for it because he published it first if we're looking for where it originated. But Ben Franklin, he gets credit for a whole lot of stuff. So we'll go ahead and say they can share the credit, whoever remembers. But as researching it, most of the credits were given to Ben Franklin as Poor Richard, and it really was John Clark that first published it nearly 100 years earlier. So, sometimes we have to remember to give credit where credit is due. So how does being a morning person, how does getting rest, how does going to bed early, getting up early benefit us when we're growing and building our businesses? And here's the real truth. Whether you're a morning person or a night person, you'll figure out what works for you in order to become successful, in order to create the life that you want. And there's a lot of push for people to have morning routines, and it doesn't say what time your morning routine has to start, right? If your morning starts at 4 a.m., go ahead, have your morning start at 4 a.m. But if you don't want your morning to start until 10 or 11, then don't start your morning till 10 or 11. And if you're a true night owl and your business and your profession requires you to be up late at night, then maybe it doesn't start till 1 or 2 or whatever in the afternoon that you actually get up and start your day. But whatever time that is, I believe that it helps to have some kind of ritual and habits and morning routine to get you going. I do the same thing when I'm ending my day, whatever time that is. I have an evening routine. Why might they say that we want to get to bed early and get up early? Because it increases our energy. Rest is one of the main components in determining how much energy we have for all the other activities and things we want to do in our life. So if we get enough rest, and I'm a person that spent decades not getting enough rest, it makes a huge difference on our health, on our energy level, because our health is our energy level, our wealth, how much we can contribute to the world. The more we contribute, the more we earn in return, and our wisdom. We tend to have better thoughts and better ideas when we're well rested and when we've got the energy to put forth to follow up on our dreams and our goals and our wishes, our missions and our ideas, and building our business. So how do you define success? It's of course 100% up to you. But I say set things up for yourself to succeed and win. So you're meeting your definition of success. And that involves having routines and ways to decide and define whether you're moving toward what it is that you want or not. And remember that we get to set ourselves up for how we want our lives to work. Especially when we're running and creating our own businesses and our impact on the world, it's up to us. Always focus on what we want, and as long as we're moving toward that, we'll have the energy to create the business and the impact on the world that we want. Love to know your experience with early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I have several friends that do different morning coaching programs, and I think that they're finding that they're really fun and they're really successful, because most people have never even realized they can wake up an hour early, even though they don't have to be to work, and do the things they want to do before their day. I guess it comes from running businesses on the side as well as working in corporate America. You find those slots of time where you can do the things that you want to do to move your life in the direction you want it to go. Have an amazing day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom focusing on Proverbs this first 100 days and what it means, where it comes from, and how you might use it in your life and in your business right now. Have an amazing day.